Guys, welcome back. It's been a minute since I last made a video. I've been on a bit of a hiatus, a bit of a journey, just working on myself, trying to get my message right for what I want to talk about on this channel, okay? I cover a lot of different topics, but the main messaging, as always, that I talk about is personal development. And today I want to give you some insight as to what I've been thinking about recently, what I've been applying in my life, and what we can use as men to really start to elevate ourselves and our lives in general. So a lot of us have all these problems. We're struggling. We're trying to figure out what to do with life. What direction do we go in? Blah, 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 blah. All of us have different goals. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is making sure you're doing what you can do to build the best version of you. That's literally all that fucking matters. I don't care whether you're trying to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. You need to be working on becoming the best version of you in every way. You need to build the man that can go out and accomplish anything. Build the man that you're proud of, that when you look in the mirror, you are proud of that man. And then you take that process, you take the problems you solve, you take your transformation, and now you go back and you give it to the people. You go back and you share that with the people you know on social media, with your personal brand. And so there's certain habits that I want to talk about in this video that I think every single one of us should be doing every day. And these are the habits that transformed my life. Okay, I want you to understand, like, for those of you who are new, for those of you who don't really know my backstory, I grew up in sort of a situation where I was just super undisciplined. I felt always lost, literally until like into my early 20s. I had no really idea what I was doing with my life. I was just like, well, I kind of want to be an entrepreneur. I kind of want to figure things out. Like, I kind of want to be great someday. I want to do something, but I never knew what that thing was. And I was addicted to alcohol. I was addicted to, smoking, weed, porn, all these negative habits, eating like shit, not training. And these are all high dopamine activities. Things like social media, video games, just so addicted to all the high dopamine, instant gratification things that it was ruining my life, you guys. Okay, especially during the COVID period, I wasn't training. I started drinking a lot more. Shit was going down, and it was not good. Okay, it was really not good. So that's kind of my backstory of where I came from. I didn't come from a family who was wealthy. I didn't come from a family who really had a lot of it, all together. There were things about it that were great. There were things that were really beneficial to me that a lot of other people didn't have. But when it came to a solid family unit, when it came to not having a lot of family drama, when it came to a clear path for what I should be doing, that was not fucking there at all. Okay? So I had to basically go and kind of figure out my path by myself, using the people I knew, taking information, the internet, all this shit. Okay? So I want to condense this down for you as if I'm talking to my 18-year-old self again. My 18-year-old self, and I am just going to relay the information as I see fit and as I would have related to myself, so that you can apply these things every day. And the key to when I talk to you about these things is fucking application. You're watching a million YouTube videos on self-improvement, trying to figure out your problems. How do I make money online? How do I get ripped? How do I get girls? Like, dude, you need to take action. You need to become the best version of yourself. So when I talk about this shit, apply it. Go out today and take action and fucking apply it. Tomorrow, when you wake up, apply these things. Because if you don't, if you continue to just waste fucking time on the internet, like I did for years, watching thousands of videos instead of taking action and applying what you know already you need to do, you're never gonna be successful, bro. You'll never make it because you're just not taking enough action. So, when it comes down to it, early morning wake up is key. You got to have an early morning wake up. You can't be waking up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the fucking morning like I used to, because I stayed up all night playing video games. Okay, what are we doing here? I know that you may have heard, oh, it's fine. There's different types of people and you can wake up at whatever time feels comfortable for you. That's fucking bullshit, dude. That is complete BS. You need an early wake up time, because that early wake up, that's your first win of the day. That is your first win, your first sacrificial act. Okay, it's your first hard thing that you had to overcome, and you're getting it immediately when you wake up. So get the early wake up in. Then you need a morning process, a morning routine. I can talk more about that in another video if you guys want me to go over what my morning routine is. And by the way, I document all this shit, and I have been keeping more up to date with content on Instagram lately, because with the YouTube, I've just had to pull back a little bit and take a break. But the morning wake up is so key, okay? Then a workout. a lot of my problems in life that I was experiencing came from the fact that I wasn't being active enough. I was spending so much time in my room, so much time isolated, so much time away from socializing, going out and talking to girls, being locked away, not getting myself out there because I was doing all these other high dopamine activities that kept me in a sort of comfortable state. You need to be fucking pushing yourself as a man, especially a young man. You need to be going hard. And the best bang for your buck in terms of a return on a daily workout and a daily exercise is going to be weightlifting, hands down. Because when you start to build that physique, when you actually do end up getting ripped, it changes your life like you can't even imagine. Okay, the respect you get from society, the fact that you're now a leader and an inspiration amongst the people that you know, the fact that now when you're going out in public and you want to, approach a girl, things become so much easier. A lot of times girls will come up to you. Okay, when the fuck does that ever happen, especially in today's world? It doesn't happen to you because you're still fat. You have man tits, you still got belly fat, you skinny arms. Come on, dude. You got to wake up here. Okay, so the daily workout is really the cornerstone of what we need to make sure we're doing every day. And a lot of people will be like, oh, that's not scientific. That's not really scientific because you need to give this much amount of time for the muscle to rest and regrow and all this bullshit, dude. Look, at a certain point in time, and it won't take you that long, you'll build the physique that you always wanted. It's going to happen. Okay, as long as you don't have unrealistic standards because you spend all your fucking time on Instagram, which you probably do, you're going to build the physique that is way above average and it looks amazing in the mirror. You're going to be proud of what you have. So there has to be a deeper reason for you to keep going to the gym. It can't just be your looks. That's a superficial way that most of us get into it. That's how I got into it. You want to look better for girls and blah, 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 all this stereotypical shit. But that's not going to be enough. You need more than that. Okay, you're going to need more than that. You're going to need a deeper reason. And so that deeper reason is you are doing it so that you can actually win for that day. Every day, these are habits that need to be done every day because every day is a new opportunity for us to prove to ourselves the men that we are. If you just, rest on your past laurels, like, what are you doing? Just because you're ripped, just because you may have a good physique, you're going to train only a couple times a week now because you can take your foot off the pedal? Like, that's some bitch shit. That's some bitch behavior. You have to put in the same amount of effort as it took you to get to where you are in order to maintain the same internal state. In order to maintain that high frequency internal state, you have to literally do these habits every day. You have to stack wins every day. Every day is a new day. Just imagine you're wiping the slate clean. And today, it's as if you were fat. Today is as if you were starting out fat, as if you were starting out completely broke. If you're not already in that position and you're maybe a little bit farther ahead, that's what you need to imagine. So the workout is key. Okay, the workout is key. We can't be skipping workouts because we're men and we need to challenge ourselves. We live in such a society today that celebrates people who are fat, celebrates men who are lazy, celebrates men who are doing drugs and drinking. Just bitch behavior. It celebrates these things and puts them up on a pedestal and says, oh wow, that's so great. You're cool too. When in reality, you're not. You're a piece of shit because you're a horrible example to the people around you of what they could be as a man. So if you're out there still drinking, if you're out there still doing drugs, smoking weed, watching porn, you are a bad example to the people around you, and you will never become a leader that way. And your goal in life should be to solve these problems and then go help other people. That's what your goal should be. Your goal should be to become a leader. It shouldn't be just for you to, I'm going to solve these problems for myself and then never tell anyone and keep the secrets. What? The next level of growth is for you to go and now talk to other people and help them transform. So the workout is how you're going to actually start this, okay? The workout is really what saved me. Getting into the gym is what really saved me from my undisciplined ways, from my vices, because it gave me an outlet and it taught me about discipline, progressive overload. It taught me about just the way society responds to people who are actually in shape, which you might not even believe is true, but of course you don't because you're not in that position yet. The way you actually can now become a leader and turn around and help people do the same thing, which could possibly even help you financially and solve your financial problems. But that's getting ahead of things. So the early morning wake up, the morning routine, the daily workout, it's mandatory. You can't be skipping. Like I said, we need that deeper reason. That deeper reason for working out is so that you can become the best version of yourself every day and stack that win every day and be an example to the people around you every day and feel good every day. You may notice, a lot of guys notice like, oh, it's my rest day, but I kind of feel anxious. I kind of feel maybe a little depressed, a little off. Yeah, because literally when you go to the gym and you're working out all your negativity. and you're giving yourself a literal high in a positive way that's productive. So why would you not do that every day? Just because science says it's not ideal for maximum muscle growth, who the fuck cares? Are you trying to become an Olympic, are you trying to become a top bodybuilder? Like, if you are, okay, fine, maybe that's what you want to do. But for your mental and spiritual and physical, mind, body, spirit, work out every day. I'm telling you, it will make a difference. 7 days a week. You don't have to go hard every day. You don't progressive overload every day. You're not smashing the weights as hard as possible every day. But you are working out to the point where you feel a strain, where you feel growth, where you feel progress. And that cannot be matched. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is going to be making sure that you're hitting your macros. Okay, you may have seen or heard or people saying, oh, I just do intuitive eating. I just try to figure it out as I go, bro. Yeah, I've just been, I think I'm getting the right amount of protein in. You guys, if you're not fucking tracking your macros, you're slacking, okay? You're slacking, you're lacking. You're never going to get as maximally ripped as you could be as if you tracked your macros. The other aspect of this is, yes, not only is it super important to get that result, to get the six pack, to get ripped, to get those veins, it is a discipline. To know what you're eating, to make sure you're hitting the right amount of protein, that is a discipline. If you can do that, understand this, most people in the world will never, ever, ever, ever be able to reach the heights and the discipline of being able to track their macros on a daily basis. Controlling what they put in their fucking mouth and being able to know that that was in alignment with the goal they set for themselves. You know, they hit 200 grams of protein that day. They stayed in their calorie deficit. Do you understand how much that will benefit your mindset and your self-belief, your confidence in yourself, doing something that most people will never be able to do? Tracking macros is the number one thing, not just for getting ripped in achieving that goal, but like I said, for your mindset, for your belief, for your confidence in yourself. Stacking another major win, a major win. That is like one of the biggest things you could do is literally track your food to a T, make sure you're hitting your macros every single day and getting that done. And don't look at it as a box, right? Don't look at it as a box or it's trapping you in because I can only eat these certain type of foods. As long as you're hitting your macros, who cares? And it's not a box, okay? This is freedom. Discipline is freedom, okay? If you're really that afraid of, oh, I don't want to be so locked in, you are afraid of freedom. You're afraid of becoming the kind of individual who is so consistent and so disciplined that he can achieve anything. You're afraid of greatness. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of that level up. So stop being afraid of that level up and do things that most people aren't willing to do. That way you can live a life that most people will never live. The next thing is avoiding all vices. Okay, now this is pretty personal for me because this is where a lot of my problems started. Okay, it started with doing things like, smoking and doing weed and drinking a lot, way more than I should have, porn. These things destroy your self-confidence. Destroy your belief in yourself because it undermines your ability. It undermines your self-belief that you can stick to your word. When you say, oh yeah, I'm not going to be jacking off to porn, I'm not going to mess with any of that shit, and you go do it, do you know how much that just fucking destroys your self-image? How much that tells your subconscious mind that you're just shit, you're complete shit. You can't even stick to your word to not go on a phone and watch another man have sex. Like, that is some loser shit. You have to go and watch another man have sex. You have to go watch porn because you are in such a low frequency state that you don't have the life that you want. Like, if that is not the most loser shit, tell me what is. And so this is going to be so negative, and this is why so many men struggle when it comes to porn and alcohol and drugs and their mental health, because you are destroying your mind. You're destroying your mind, destroying your spirit and your body all at one time. So of course, the notifications are going to be going off like crazy. Those negative feelings, those are notifications. Your conscience being like, hey, bro, you need to stop. Like, don't do this. And then you do it anyways. You're going against your conscience, which essentially, your conscience is a notification from the universe. It's a notification from infinite intelligence. It's a notification from God to tell you where to be going and what to be doing. And you're just fucking ignoring that shit and going and doing it. Of course you're going to feel bad, bro. Of course you're going to feel negative. You know that you shouldn't be doing it, and yet you still go and do it. So, all vices must be avoided. None of this in-between bullshit, okay? 2023 was the year that I was trying to do the whole in-between thing. Oh, well, I'll go out and drink on the weekend sometimes. That way, I can still have fun socially. Or, I'll just do weed like on the weekends. I'll just do weed on the weekends. It's fine. I'll just do weed on the weekends. Or, like, porn isn't like that bad, is it? Like, maybe like just like a little bit here and there is okay. That shit is going to ruin your entire life, because you'll start to make progress away from these addictions, away from these vices. And what's going to happen? You're going to go right back to them, because abstinence is easier than moderation. Okay, great quote I heard. Abstinence is easier than moderation. You going completely cold turkey on all of these vices is literally going to be easier than trying to do it in moderation, trying to do it sometimes. Oh yeah, it's all right. Sometimes I can do it on the weekends only though. And meanwhile, while you're doing this on the weekends, I'm over here completely locked in, dialing in my physique, building my fucking business to new heights, and you're over here wasting 2 full fucking days out of the week to get yourself fucking wasted, to get yourself high, to jack off to some stupid fucking porn on the internet. Meanwhile, I'm over here crushing my workouts, crushing my macros, building up my business, posting my content to fucking help people and change lives. What are you doing? You can't keep using the weekends as an excuse to go and indulge in vices. I don't really give a shit what you do in terms of going out, hang out with people or partying, whatever. I don't give a really shit about that, okay? Whatever. Like, human beings are made to celebrate. That's great. Go do that. But you don't need to include all the negative vices that come with it. And if those parties, if those people you're hanging around include that, if those places where you're, trying to have fun include that and they're pushing it on you, it's time for you to elevate and exit those circles. It's time for you to fucking elevate, because it's time for you to become the best version of yourself. None of this bullshit, man. We're going into 2025. Like, literally, we're going into the middle of the second decade, okay, of this millennium, and you're literally going to just sit here and just waste time doing stupid shit that makes you feel like shit anyways. It makes no sense, dude. It makes no sense. And you have to understand, you have so much potential, right? Every single one of us, every single one of you watching this video has so much potential within you to become great, to do something great. You have a calling. You have a mission assigned to you to become something great. And when you do these vices, when you participate in them, you are literally blocking that message from coming in. You are blocking those next steps. I want you to understand, since I quit alcohol about 120 days, that's 4 months now, since May. I went cold turkey, never doing it again, bro. Since I quit alcohol and all my other vices, 100% cold turkey, I have literally experienced the most growth. Why? Because I am in alignment with that higher version of myself I'm trying to become. I am in alignment with the universe. I am receiving downloads and messages, literally telling me what to do, what my next step is. And then I act upon it, and lo and behold, success comes. Success starts to be attracted to me. Why? Because I'm on a higher frequency. You see, when you're doing these vices and all these negative habits, you're sleeping in late, you don't work out, you eat like shit, you're doing the other things I mentioned, all the distractions that they throw at you of Instagram and TikTok and social media and YouTube videos all day and video games. All of those things block you from receiving the messages from above. They block you from receiving that message and those internal notifications that tell you what the next step in your journey is, where you should be going, how to become successful. So if you're okay with that, if you're okay with just staying literally average to below average and living a shit existence by choice, by the way, not because you're doomed because I was born in this area or I have these genetics. No, motherfucker. It's by choice. You decided this. This is your choice. This is your doing. Don't try to blame it on your circumstances. Don't try to blame it, because you are put in a certain position for a reason. And that is both your opportunity and also your disadvantage, because you may be so distracted by these vices and by these things that you never make it out. But that's not because you can't. It's because of choice. So, just to fully recap what we went through here today. There are certain habits and non-negotiables that you should be doing every day as a man to become the best version of yourself. Because when you become that best version of you, everything you want will come into existence. That business you want will flourish. That girl you want will be attracted to you, right? That physique you want will come because of the daily habits. So, the daily habits. Early wake up. Okay, for me, I wake up at 4 a.m. Doesn't have to be that early, but it needs to be early enough that's very uncomfortable for you. And you're like, wow, I actually made it out of bed and I did this. It has to be that level of where it's like, it's an accomplishment. So an early wake up, a morning routine, which I can get into in a different video, training every day, a workout every day, weightlifting, right? Making sure that you're working out the negativity. Work out the negativity. Challenge yourself every day as a man. There's no reason not to. Fuck all the science shit. This isn't about just maximizing our muscle gain. Okay, this is about, yes, we want to maximize our physique, but not at the expense of every other area of life, not at the expense of our spirit, of our mind. It doesn't work that way. Tracking macros, it has to be done. Download MyFitnessPal. Get on that shit, bro. The most basic shit, the shit you can actually control, you're not doing. You need to lock the fuck in with the macros, because if you just sit in the gym lifting weights all day, but you're never in a deficit, guess what, bro? You're never going to get ripped. And if it does happen, it's going to take you fucking 10 years when it doesn't need to. The last thing, all vices, eliminated, 100% gone. Just go cold turkey. Remember, abstinence is easier than moderation. Remember that. Abstinence is easier than moderation. Become the highest version of yourself. Become the best version of you in every way. I'll see you guys next time.